I never told my son about my $40,000 monthly income, even though he always saw me living a modest, simple life. One day, he invited me to dinner with his wife's parents, who had come from abroad to visit. That evening, I decided to test how they'd treat someone poor by pretending to be a broke, naive mother. But the moment I stepped into that restaurant, everything shifted. What happened that night shattered my daughter-in-law and her family in ways they never expected, and honestly, they had it coming. Let me tell you how it all began. Let me reveal who I truly am. Because my son, Marcus, 35 years old, never really knew the truth about his mother. To him, I was just the woman who left early for work, came home exhausted, cooked with whatever was left in the fridge, just another office worker, maybe a secretary, nothing special. And I never corrected him. I never told him that I earned $40,000 a month, that I'd been a senior executive at a multinational company for nearly 2 decades, signing million-dollar contracts and making decisions that impacted thousands of people. Why would I? Money was never something I needed to hang on the wall like an award. I grew up in a time when dignity was carried quietly, when silence held more worth than empty boasting. So, I kept my truth guarded. I stayed in the same modest apartment for years. I used the same leather handbag until it wore out. I shopped at discount stores, cooked at home, saved every cent, invested wisely, and quietly became wealthy. Because true power doesn't scream, it observes. And I was observing closely that Tuesday afternoon when Marcus called me. His voice sounded different, nervous, like when he was a boy who'd done something wrong. "Mom, I need a favor," he said. "Simone's parents are visiting from overseas. It's their first time here. They'd like to meet you. We're having dinner at a restaurant this Saturday. Please come." Something in his tone unsettled me. It wasn't the warm voice of a son inviting his mother. It was the cautious tone of someone trying not to be embarrassed, someone eager to make a good impression. "Do they know anything about me?" I asked calmly. There was a pause. Then Marcus stammered. "I told them you work in an office, that you live alone, that you're simple, that you don't have much." There it was, that word. Simple. As if my entire existence could be reduced to that single, miserable adjective. As if I were someone to be excused for. I took a deep breath. "Okay, Marcus, I'll be there," I said. When I hung up, I looked around my living room, old but comfortable furniture, bare walls without expensive art, a small TV. Nothing that would impress anyone. And right then, I made a decision. If my son believed I was a poor woman, and if his wife's parents were coming ready to judge, then I would show them exactly what they wanted to see. I would act the part. A broke, naive, desperate mother barely getting by. I wanted to see, firsthand, how they treated someone who had nothing. I wanted to see their true faces. Because I suspected something. I suspected Simone and her family were the kind who measured others by their bank accounts. And my instincts never fail.